Have you ever felt like you wish you would have made a different decision? You wish you would have done things differently in a previous season, in a previous time, and you think that if you would have, you would not be where you are right now. I am with you. As I've been thinking about how to get better, how to be whole, how to heal, this concept has come up in my spirit. And I want to share it with you. And it's how to navigate feeling guilty about decisions that you've made in the past. Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chanté, and we are continuing this journey to healing. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, here we are talking about some interesting, sensitive, just lots of different things. And I just wanted to share this idea with you on today. Whew, guilt. It's a thing that'll make you change your mind. It'll make you make decisions that you knew you would not have. It'll make you harbor in your heart so many things that you wish you could have done differently. If I'm honest, I have had those moments where, oh my gosh, when I look back at some of the decisions I made out of fear, out of frustration, out of honestly just not having the knowledge, I would have done things so much differently. And some of us can stay stuck there. Some of us are wondering, why was I so silly? Why did I make those decisions? Why are things the way that they are now? Because of maybe thinking that this person, this job, this place, this thing was right for me when it was not. And when you're in a healed place, when you've done the work, when you are seeing things from a different lens, it is so easy to feel like you should have, could have, would have done things differently. So, what are some of the things that lead us to feeling this guilt, recognizing that we had specific expectations, that we thought that that scenario, that circumstance, that situation would have turned out completely differently? And we feel guilt because maybe there's something we could have done differently. Maybe there's something we could have said. Maybe there's someone else we could have asked for help. Maybe there are things we could have navigated differently. And then we get disappointed because we did not get what we were expecting. Maybe we didn't get the job. Maybe the relationship didn't work out. We are sensing frustration. We're sensing disappointment. We're sensing all the things that we didn't anticipate. We feel the guilt of what if I would have done things differently? Maybe my life wouldn't look the way that it does now. What if I would have been able to think more clearly? What if I would have been able to navigate those scenes differently? And the sad reality is that, unfortunately, you were not able to. But that's okay. What you are able to do now is to look back and learn. You're able to learn lessons from the things that you've experienced, from the growth that you made, from the progress that you made. You're able to be so much different than you once were, which means that you will be navigating situations differently this time. You won't be making the same mistakes. And yes, unfortunately, there may be ramifications to decisions that you made in the past. But there are also lessons that you have learned in ways that you will navigate life differently than you did before. The other thing is that sometimes fear causes us to make bad decisions, leading us to feel guilty later. And the fear, it can be gripping. I mean, I have been talking to so many people who have been led by fear. They may be in a difficult situation or season, and the fear of the unknown, the fear that if they don't do this, they won't get a specific outcome, the fear that they're going to lose something, either financial, lose money, they're going to lose friends, they're going to lose relationships, whatever it is that they're navigating, they're afraid. They're going to lose jobs, opportunities. If they don't do this, they are not going to get the outcome that they want. And when you're so stuck on an outcome, when you're so stuck on wanting things to go a certain way, wanting things to be exactly how you want them to be. Controlling. Okay. We've talked about this in other conversations, but whenever you want something, you desire something, you have to have something so badly, and you think that it only has to happen in this way, what often happens is you will feel guilty later. You feel guilty because that thing that you desired, the thing that you wanted so desperately, didn't actually lead to the outcome you were hoping for. You were unable to surrender control. You even were foregoing what God was telling you because it wasn't logical, because it wasn't making sense. And then you're left with this guilt. Am I talking to any of you? Okay, maybe I'm just talking to myself. But as I've been journeying through and navigating these situations, trying to figure out how I can be my whole and healed self, how I can get better, this idea, this concept of guilt has come up in my spirit. I know I'm not alone in this. I know that other people have felt guilty for decisions that they've made, for connections that they've had, for situations that they've been in. And then you look back and feel so bad because you realize that those decisions didn't only impact you, they may have impacted your opportunities for the future. They may have impacted your family. They may have impacted your finances. They may have had a huge impact in your life in a lot of ways that you don't even know. But what I've come to share with you today is that you did the best that you could with what you had. You did the best that you could with what you had. And while it's easy for us to look back and feel guilty, to look back and feel shame, to look back and even feel embarrassment, it's because we don't realize that we didn't have the skills back then. We didn't have the right situation back then. We didn't have the right mindset back then. We were not thinking in a way that would have led us to make better decisions, which is why we made them, right? And that's why they're lessons. But don't stay stuck in the guilt, right? I want to read to you Romans 8:1. It says, "Therefore, there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus." There's no condemnation. Meaning that, yes, you made that decision. Yes, maybe you decided on that career path. You decided on that opportunity. You decided on that person. And it didn't work out. It didn't go as planned. That's okay. That is okay because you did the best that you could with what you had. And as long as you stay stuck in the guilt, as long as you stay stuck in the frustration, as long as you stay stuck in the embarrassment and not realize that you actually did the best that you could with what you had, then you'll never be able to move towards the life that you actually desire, the life that you actually deserve. As you are healing and growing, your mindset is shifting. You are seeing things differently. You're understanding perspective differently. You're adding things to your toolbox in order to be able to move forward. And as you're able to do those things, that is what is going to be pivotal in changing the trajectory of your life, changing the future outcomes. But don't forget that you are not in control. Yes, you can have a new mindset. Yes, you can have fresh perspective. Yes, you can heal in areas where you were wounded, but you also have to make space for God. You have to make space for Him to speak to you, to acknowledge the direction that He has desired for you. And some of those challenges, some of those lessons, some of the areas that you felt guilty about have been areas that God was trying to let you surrender control, to stop trying to figure it out, to stop trying to piece it together, and to really leave space for Him. So even if your heart is full of guilt, full of shame, full of wishing things would have been different, wishing you would have been further along, wishing things would not be the way that they were, I want to tell you that you are in the right place. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't look like it. But you will not stay there forever, right? This is a training ground. This is the time to get rid of some of the bad habits, get rid of the mindsets that no longer serve you, and start moving towards where you're supposed to be. So I want to remind you that you did the best that you could with what you had. And if you like this video, please share, subscribe, tell your friends. We're just on this journey of getting better. Everyone deserves to heal and be their most whole self. So until next time, see you later.